Hey everyone, this is my Patreon prod reaction to the 12th and final episode of the second season of Honey and Clover. And also the final episode just in general, I believe. So that makes it a pretty big deal. Now last episode, we kind of had like Shu win and the two losers kind of battling it out by a river, you know, really showcasing that youth and all that, the adolescence. So that was quite an interesting thing. And we also had money literally thrown at someone's face. So yeah, a lot happened last episode, you could say. Now, I am curious how we're going to wrap things up in this episode. What it's going to focus on. Will it try to wrap up everything as best it can? Will it leave a lot of things ambiguous? You know, it's kind of what I'm wondering. So let's just dive on in and see how it decides to handle things. So 3, 2, 1, cut. I believe you. I think most shows I've watched think that there is. Or that there can be. Okay, so we are having the opening in the final episode. Wasn't sure if we would. Remember back in the day when the first opening traumatized me? I remember that. Like, I now have trust issues when it comes to anime openings because of that. If there's one permanent mark this show has left on me, that would be it. Although I doubt I'm ever going to forget Hagu. Or Morita. I think Morita left a decent impression on me too. I kind of wish the show had more time to the Morita Kaoru, that whole situation. It's actually one of the more interesting parts of the show. But the show definitely liked its low drama, so that's where the focus was most of the time. Are you a bit nervous, or? Oh yeah, okay, now I remember how things ended off last time. Yeah, pretty much everyone heard that. Okay, gotta chill a little bit. Chill, Yamada. Just look at this Otome and over here. I mean, yeah, you could quite... He's never looked that embarrassed before, like... I mean... Probably. But only one way to find out. Talk to her about it. My god, is she rattled? Yeah. Despite his age, ouch. He's gonna keep hammering away. How about no? I think if anyone, he should tell her. Yeah, let's settle down. We need to give her a chill pill or something. What's up with you? Are you okay? Did you miss us? Okay. That is a good question. I did think about that. Okay. It's good to hear he's got something figured out. I believe that. Definitely a hard thing to tell someone. Did it have to? Okay. I mean, it depends on the person. Oh, okay. I would. Okay, hello. Wasn't expecting a recap right then. But it's good we get to check up on her before the show ends. It's a really slow hug. Good old days, yeah. Tagu was quite magical like that. Two birds, one stone. Hand holding. Right. Good old Mayama. He's right. It's a long time. Man, what high praise. uh, that's much harder to say to someone's face. And you would just be embarrassed again anyway, so. Man, it must be cold. Never get tired of seeing him so upset. Okay. What exactly are we doing here? Okay. How exactly am I supposed to feel about this? Definitely a white mountain. Damn, that's a lot. Or a terrible disc. Yeah, if you guys could talk, that'd be pretty cool. It'd be good. Yes, sign me up. I'll never get used to him being called Shinobu. It's just... He's Morita to me. He'll always be Morita to me. Oh. Agu, are you feeling better? Supple. Okay. It's a nice pigeon. Sounds like it would be, yeah. That's, yeah, I guess, yeah, the feathers, that's, I remember that, that makes sense. Come out of the pigeon. Spring will come soon enough, but not too soon. But spring always comes. Well, that's about halfway through. What else you got for me, episode? Oh, food. Wow. Okay, that looks pretty good, actually. Yo. That's a face. Yo, dog, what up, my man? Okay, we don't need to cry. Why are we opposite directions? Wow. Wow. A lot of serious employees here. Wow. That is a sight right there. Santa Claus, lightsaber, tongue out, as you do. I mean, Hagu. Mustn't run away. Yeah. Well, that is the morning sun. Me too. Hey, yeah, I was about to say, it's spring. The sakura trees are pretty clear on that. Okay. Seems like things have been going well. Kanpai! And we are getting to eat together. Space. Did I say space Titanic? Titanic? Okay then. Oh god. Don't play with Santa's beard. Yeah, I just talked to myself out loud. Shinkansen. Ah, okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Last time. It is the last episode, so it's fitting. The atmosphere certainly took a turn there. And what are you doing, Morita? What did I miss? What happened on the show? Jesus, Morita. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what it was. Yeah, it is quite beautiful. Not up to you. Yeah. $34,000. I mean, that's not too bad. Or is 3,400? That's one of the two. Numbers are hard. Hey, there's a Shinkansen. Morioka. Yeah, does somebody want to watch Ride the Shinkansen this early? What's wrong with you people? Oh, Hagu. She's here. I guess she brought him a bento or something. It's a big bento. I mean, it has to be bento, right? But what else would it possibly be? Oh. Goodbye, Takamoto. Goodbye, Hagu. And there it goes. Nothing like a dramatic goodbye at the train station. And yeah, there's the running. Very cliche, but it's fine. Bye-bye. Yeah, I'd be sad to leave Hagu too. The show should be called Everyone Loves Hagu. It's a little bit hard to see. There's a little bit of glare, but what exactly is it? Oh, is that honey and a clover? Was that what that is? Like, is that what it is? Because it's what it looks like. I mean, the important part is the clover, really, because, you know, trying to find it together back in the day. Just chomping down, man. Yeah, for sure. If there was anyone else on this train, boy, would they be confused. Yeah. No shame in being part of the loser squad. Just means you tried. These two. And those two. Good to see them getting along. There's just so much credits, they almost are really obstructing my view of what's going on. Because you have that and the lyrics on the screen. What is with that pose? Yeah, these guys. I remember these guys. That field. What episode was that when they were looking for the clover? I almost want to rewatch it. Honey and Clover and... Okay. Well, that was the 12th and final episode of Honey and Clover Season 2, / Honey and Clover just in general. So, this episode, I mean, it definitely felt like a final episode through and through. Yamada definitely had an interesting reaction to that whole situation. She was obviously very surprised, clearly did not expect it at all. I mean, I didn't really either. Like, I just, for a while, held on to hope that something would happen between Takemoto and Hagu, but that was, like, the least likely thing to happen, if from what the show has told me. Considering Hagu apparently did like Morita, but, decided it'd be best to be with Shu-chan instead. So, the Takemoto thing, I guess, never really stood a chance. In fact, that was the most clear-cut example of a love that was never going to happen, especially with the way it was talking about it. With Takemoto trying to find meaning in the whole thing, deciding whether or not there is meaning in it at all. So, that was a thing. But yeah, Hagu was just Yamada was just really, really just, like, shaking. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but man, was she really knocked out, had her socks knocked off. I don't know how to describe it, really. But she was just, like, not calm, cool, and collected at all. Whatever the exact opposite of that is what she was, right? We actually did touch a bit more on the, the Kaoru Morita stuff, and that seemed to have worked itself out pretty well, After all this, they seem to have both gotten, truly figured out the meaning behind the father's words, which is nice, for sure. Get good old Shiroyama with that phone call. Certainly helped things, for sure. Seeing a bunch of men with lightsabers played in the dark, that is also quite the visual, for sure. And everyone just kind of like, saying their goodbyes, moving on with their lives, apartments being emptied, moving, graduating, like all that kind of stuff, you know, everyone going their own direction. And even had like a dramatic goodbye between Takamoto and Hagu. That was pretty cool. I was wondering what was in the box. I would not have guessed in a million years that it was like what looks like Honey and Clovers. Like, how many are there? Like, wasn't sure what I was looking at first, but I guess it's supposed to be like sandwiches, I guess. But yeah, he lifts it up and he sees a clover, and what I'm pretty sure is honey. Like, it doesn't make sense for it to be anything else. There's 1, 2, 3, so at least 3. So she actually found that many clovers. I really just wasn't expecting the title of the show to come at the end in that sort of way. That was quite something. And as he just chows it down. I don't know if 4-leaf clovers are a good thing to eat, but who cares? So yeah, this is the end of the show. This is the end of both the end of the episode, end of the show, right? So, not really sure what to say really in regards to like overall thoughts of the show. Like, there's obviously a lot of sad moments, a lot of focus on the love triangle, square, a lot of stuff with that, especially with Yamada. Like, Yamada, that scene went on for a while, you know. She was pining for Mayama. She was pining for Mayama a lot, even though he seemed to like never really have any interest in her at all. But was almost kind of like a protective role of hers, like somebody even bring out the possibility that he's just trying to keep her on the bench as a potential option if things don't work out with Rika. I think he denied that, but that was the thing that was brought up. And then of course, you know, Nomiya had a thing for her, and he fighting for that. And Mayama, you know, just fighting for Rika, but Rika pushing Mayama away because Rika has her things going on, you know, her complicated situation, but Mayama persevered to the point where he eventually, you know, got through. So there was that. And Hagu, apparently just like half the male cast of the show have a thing for Hagu. Which, you know, I guess that's fair enough. Really. But there can only be one, and Shu-chan was that one by the end of it. Even though, yeah, I never would have predicted that back in the day, really. But, you know, it is what it is. Everyone has a choice to make in life, and that's really what it comes down to. It's what a lot of the show comes down to. Choices, directions in life, hoping you made the right decision. And if you find that it's not the right decision, you try something else, you know? So yeah, I don't know too much what to say about it. Like, it was primarily like a romance drama kind of show, like primarily. But it did throw in some pretty cool, surprising stuff, like I said, with the whole Morita, Kaoru, their family, the father of the company. That was a cool extra little plot thing they threw in there. Because it was kind of like in the background for a while. Like, we knew Kaoru was saving up Morita was saving up money for something, you know? We didn't quite know what. But so when we finally got the full-on reveal of what that was all about, that was pretty cool. Even though there was a little bit of bittersweetness to it, because for various reasons, you know? Like, they were still screwing over somebody, you know, for vengeance, which is never really that great of a thing. We had a kind of like one scene pretty much dedicated to that, showing that that's not really like an objectively good thing. Even if, you know, the vengeance felt good in the moment, you know? That sort of thing. But yeah, not really too much to say, you know? I did get fairly attached to this group of people. That's for sure. And there certainly was a lot of funny. I talked about this, there's a lot of sadness and a lot of romance drama, but there was also a lot of funny moments too, for sure. Sometimes it was fairly forced to try to lighten up an overall dark, heavy mood, but when it wasn't like forced into it for that purpose, there was some pretty good stuff for sure. Pretty crazy stuff. And very interesting characters, like Morita. Morita was certainly an interesting one. I can say that for sure. And Mayama was a pretty cool guy. He might have been my favorite like male character in this show. I don't know. He just overall seemed like a pretty cool guy. He didn't have the same sort of, you know, silly craziness that Morita had. But, you know, he was a pretty cool guy. I like Mayama. And Takamoto, you know, Takamoto's Takamoto. I don't know what really to say about him. He wasn't quite as proactive as some of the other characters, so... But he went on a cool bike ride, so that was an interesting thing that he did, for sure. And Yamada was always pretty cute. I liked her. Even though her constant sort of, you know, her elongated refusal to let go of Mayama and move on with her life was kind of frustrating to watch, just because of how long that was really dragged on. But luckily she eventually let that go. That's what matters. But yeah, that was definitely painful to watch at times, for sure. Because even though I wanted that ship to happen, at a certain point it became obvious it wasn't. So at that point it was just like, okay, we can break it anytime now. So, and things that did work out for Miami, which is pretty cool, because he obviously did like Rika a lot, so it's good that things that worked out for him, for the most part. So, yeah, I don't really have too much more to say on this show. Really, it wasn't the kind of show that I'm good at reacting to, so I'm sure, you know, very people were probably gonna actually make it to the end of this reaction series, honestly, but just in case they did, you know, you're quite the trooper, for sure. And I am glad I watched the show overall. It was certainly quite the experience, even if it did have its ups and downs, for sure. And seeing Hagu get injured like that definitely stung quite a bit, but she's a strong girl, and she seems to be coming back from it pretty well, which is good to see. So that's the episode, that's the show, and it's all over now, so bye-bye. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.